1 John 1, verses 1 through 3. That which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we looked upon, and have touched with our hands, concerning the word of life. The life was made manifest, and we have seen it, and testify to it, and proclaim to you the eternal life, which was with the Father, and was made manifest to us. That which we have seen and heard, we proclaim also to you, so that you too may have fellowship with us. And indeed, our fellowship is with the Father and with His Son, Jesus Christ. John 1, verses 14 through 18. And the Word became flesh, and dwelt among us, and we have seen His glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness about Him, and cried out, "This was He of whom I said, 'He who comes after me ranks before me, because He was before me.' For from His fullness we have all received grace upon grace. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, the only God, who is at the Father's side. He has made Him known." End of reading. So we have these two texts coupled together, and there's quite a bit of crossover conceptually between these two. They both seem to emphasize the manifestation of God in Jesus Christ, that Jesus is God becoming man. And that is the emphasis that these apostles, they themselves, have put on their lives. That's why in 1 John 1 he says, "That which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we looked upon and have touched with our hands, we have seen it and testified to it and proclaim to you the eternal life." Verse 3, "That which we have seen and heard we proclaim also to you, that you too may have fellowship with us." So that is the emphasis of the apostles' lives. We have experienced the manifestation of God in Jesus Christ, and now we, through our testimony, through our proclamation of Jesus, we want Him to be made manifest to you through this word of the apostles, this word of life. That is the word of the message of Jesus, of how He became flesh and dwelt among us, how we have received grace upon grace from Him, how grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. That testimony, that proclamation, is something from the beginning that has been true. That word of life is what we proclaim. And this word of life that we proclaim is so that our hearers, that they may also have fellowship with God the Father and His Son, Jesus Christ. Verse 4 of 1 John 1, "We are writing these things so that our joy may be complete." So let's think of ourselves, those of us who have received Jesus, who have seen Him and known Him, who have this fellowship with Him. We ought to be proclaiming these things to those around us, and that should be what brings us completion, what brings us joy and satisfaction, that other people too would have fellowship with the Father and with the Son, and with us who are in the Father and the Son through what Jesus did for us. That should be what we tell people. If we're going to say anything about ourselves, it should be what Jesus has done for us, what Jesus has done in our lives. But the priority of our message should be that which was from the beginning, which is not ourselves, but Jesus Himself. That life was made manifest. The life was made manifest. And we have seen it and testified to it and proclaimed to others this eternal life. That should be what we proclaim to others, this reconciliation through Jesus Christ. That is the story that we should be telling people all around us, and that should be what brings us joy.
So grow with the growth that's from God.